Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is the UnReal world. And we are back with Athena and her spirit quest. As you can see, we are standing in our very own cabin. And I've been doing a lot of work here, guys, in between episodes, just trying to get all the boring stuff done. And I'm pretty much complete. As you can see, the new cabin is fully constructed. I've got bolt doors. I've got a torch lit. That's why it made it seem a little bit bright in here, because there's actually zero moon out tonight. It's very dark. So we've got a torch going. You can see I've got some shelters just outside the front door. Of course, we still have our little smoker down here to the south, which in fact I have converted this into a sauna area now. So if you look here, it's actually, this is not a stove, it's a sauna stove. There we go. So it's ready to go too. I think we've got the lipo, which is like, I believe this is like a scoop you use. Let's read the info on it real quick, because I almost never use the sauna. Kind of dip used for catching fish from rapids. Oh, this is a fishing thing. Oh, okay. I think I misremembered it, but yeah, so it's got a whole. All right, well, we'll pick this up. I'm gonna need. I think I still need something for the sauna to work properly, but again, it's not a huge deal. I mean, I think it can help with some illnesses and things like that, so it's good to have it. But nonetheless, I pretty much just made one because hey, I didn't need the cabin anymore. It was our smokehouse originally, obviously, but now we've got this monster, and you can see I've brought all the trade goods in here: our linen, the leather. It's all sorted out nicely. There's the fur, the nettle stuff, the wool. And of course, down here by the front door, we've got all our furs are here. There's also, whoops, that's the wrong, yep, here we go. This is our list of furs that we're saving up. Hopefully, it is winter, but it's not quite cold enough to go out there on the ice. We're at the 11th week before midwinter. I don't think we need to get quite to the exact midwinter point, but need to be pretty close to it before the ice is solid enough to travel on. But that doesn't mean we can't do some hunting too. So I'm anxious to get out of camp because I've been spending a lot of time here. Just as you can see too, I even moved the cellars. I deconstructed the ones that were over here because if we're not really using this place for meat preparation, I figured it's better to have it by the main cabin now. So this is it. This is our brand new home, and I am very happy with it. I wonder what you guys think. Let me know. Of course, we'll get to look at it more in the daylight when it's a bit brighter out here and stuff. And the dogs are still with us. We've still got our pack of canines and our one little sheep over here. I haven't added to our herd at all. So other than the work I've been doing, things have pretty much stayed the same. I still haven't caught that fox either. He's been messing around, still coming around, interrupting my work, making the dogs bark and alarm. But so far, nothing with the traps. Of course, the pig that we killed in the last one, that thing's long done. In fact, I think the meat is almost ready. So I just picked up some elk cuts. There's some wolf and elk cuts. That's the wolf we captured. There's the wild sow cuts. 5 days left. So it's been about 20 or so days since the last time, since when I killed that boar. Okay, well, like I said, I wanted to venture out into the world once more after spending so many weeks at the cabin, I should call it. And here we are, back in the world. Now, I do have one quick plan. Other than hunting, I want to actually come down here. This right here, this X is the site of an enemy camp that we actually destroyed. We hired an army. It was about 10 to 15 guys. And if you missed that episode, you can check out the playlist in the description. Go back and kind of see how that went. It was very successful, not bad. We got a couple of kills with our bow and arrow, but where is it? It's hard to locate here in the middle of the dark, even with my torch. So it's not a threat at all, but there should be some bodies here. Oh, good. And as you can see, since I didn't burn them or do anything to the bodies except pick up the loot, all the bones are left. Now, it's pretty gruesome. They are human bones, but we're going to take these and feed them to the dogs. And in fact, I might make some crafts out of these too. Again, pretty gruesome, but we need them. So this is actually these raiding villages like this is such a lucrative business, not just for the loot itself, but for things like this. And if you ever wanted resources, or you know what I've done before, since there are already pre-built structures here, but they're kind of spread out, and you get a couple, two or three different ones. Sometimes you can have pretty extensive villages too, with actual like pens set up with the animals in them. But one thing I've done is I'll deconstruct, a building and then I'll maybe expand another one. So you would take down the back of this structure right here and then use the resources from this one once you've taken it down to just make yourself one large cabin. So that's an option too, because of course it's a little bit work, but it's a lot less labor than it would be to build something from scratch. Okay, well, I just dropped the bones off back at the cabin, spread them all out inside the pen, but I, of course, came back out to do some hunting and I accidentally ran into this elk right here. It was more or less, like I say, an accident, and there's a calf with it. Now, the problem is we're completely surrounded by forest. Yes, we're in a like small clearing, but it's literally surrounded by forests. So I think we've probably got like one or, yeah, maybe one shot at this. Let me go ahead and I'm not going to take my gloves off, anything like that. I'm pretty weighted down right now because we're carrying our full winter gear, including the skis, even though she's not using skis. I have a feeling there's not enough snow for one right now, but I have a feeling at some point we'll be able to use those skis. But anyway, let's go ahead and put our target on this guy. It's a pretty far shot. Headshot. Oh, we nailed it. Oh, it dropped dead. We actually did it. I didn't read it at first. It says it drops dead in an instant. Wow. That's our first, I think, one shot, one kill. Our first sniper shot. No way. Well, there goes the baby right there. Huh. I wonder if he'll stick around the area, but dang. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't bring the dogs over here by it. Yeah, let me tie them up. Otherwise, they'll eat the carcass. But hey, we got ourselves a fresh elk kill. Alrighty, well, the elk has been fully skinned and butchered. I did end up with a fine elk fur, or skin. Hopefully, we'll turn it into a fine elk fur. But we ended up with about 200 cuts, and I've got the dogs packed up with about half of it. So she's carrying 78 cuts, and I just wanted to show you exactly where we are. So we're going to zoom out because we're very close to home, literally. There's the base. The white X is our base just up to the north. So like I said, I was just headed down to the hunting grounds when we got lucky. So it's always good to catch a good kill early in the winter like this, because now we're setting ourselves up for the worst months for hunting, essentially the very dead of winter. So because once this is all dried and complete, it should, like I said, probably take a couple of months or 1 month ish. But we've already got plenty of food, so it's not really an issue in terms of survival. Oh, well, well, well. So I just came over to start the meat process, and look who has been caught in one of our fox traps. With no bait, too, I shall add. All right, let's take out this little boy. He has been annoying me now for at least a month, running around, and of course every time the dogs catch sight of him, they just go nuts. But boom, we've got him now. All right, so I think I'll probably just rearm the trap there. It's good to have some fox traps out and about, because I literally, like I said, I've been dealing with them for a while now, and I've seen him just climb right over the fence, no problem. So yeah, I think some animals, I've seen the ermines do that too, so they're pretty much, the trap fences don't matter to those. Now, bigger animals certainly will be stopped by it, but anyway, we got lucky with that. Now, let me just see, grab an arrow. This is 208 elk cuts right here, so it's cold enough. You know what? I think we can probably take the time to prep up the fox too. So we'll come back over here by the lakeside. You can see I've got there's the skin for the elk right there. But let's get this fox carcass. Oh, how big was it? I didn't see. That's okay. I'll probably just end up sacrificing most of the meat, but let's see what we ended up. We also get some bones off the fox. 5 fox cuts. Yeah, we'll sacrifice that. Probably throw the rest of it into the dog's kennel. Okay, here we go. Checking out the dog pen right now. It's pretty full. filled with a lot of good bones. There's a couple more fox bones. Like I said, I'm going to drop the meat in here too. Let them eat. I'll give them a command to go ahead and eat too. Normally I just ignore, well, I don't feed them at all normally, but yeah, just let them eat on their own too. You can also order them. There you go. So now they'll definitely eat. It doesn't relieve their starving or anything, but yeah, it helps. Now I get this guy over here in the pen with the sheep, just in case like that fox or the ermine were to get in here. I was hoping the dog would help out, but and it's still not a bad idea, but I think I am going to rope him up and we'll bring him into the central kennel so he can get some food too. Unleash him. There you go. Someone did point out there is a downside to the dog starving. If I'm out there trying to stealth and track an animal and I'm close to it, the dogs will bark from hunger and that's going to alert the animals to our presence. So normally I would have argued before that there isn't any downside to starving your dogs, but obviously they can give away your location thanks to their grumbling stomachs. Okay, I think it is time to do a little bit of cooking today, guys. Now I've got about 8 pounds of meat left over from that drying, that elk kill. So I was like, you know what? Instead of just like cutting up one piece of cordage for that, let's go ahead and make some recipes. Another commenter pointed out that the soup is a really good option because we can put it, I think we can test this too. We can put it in our bags and store it for a little while before it goes bad, and it fulfills both food and thirst. So I might craft up a couple extra bags just for that purpose if we can do that. But so I was looking, and this is the meat soup recipe right here. We need 2 pounds of raw meat. We've got it. Water, vegetables. I've got that. Mushrooms, I believe, are optional. Anything that's gray like this is optional. The seasoning is also optional, but I do have some like herbs that might work for seasoning. And of course I have a knife in the cooking pot. The only thing we need is to light the fire. I just was kind of looking at some of our recipes first. Let's go to the breast. So we just looked at meat soup there. I assume dry and smoked meat soup are similar, but with, the two components different, the cooked meat or smoked meat. And this is interesting. So this is stew, a heated fireplace, 3 pounds of raw meat, water. I wonder which one's better, stew or meat soup. This one, the vegetables are optional. So, another thing I'd like to do is figure out what these whimsical roots are. I'm 99% sure it's a turnip, but my character doesn't know what it is. So I'm wondering if she eats a little bit, does that help? I'd like to learn the process of how we go about with the herb lore. I think we might want to boil some of the unknown ingredients. That might help us, but I don't know. Let's test that out because I do have a couple of cooking pots. So boil herbal beverages, raw ingredient. Let's boil up the rest of this root that we just took a bite out of. I got a wooden tub of water here for us and the cooking pot. Nice. Okay, so I just want to test that. I just want to see if boiling this root here will allow us to understand its properties and maybe identify it, but you may not pick it up. It'll be ready in an hour. Okay, so let's go ahead and make the soup. We will try that one here. Meat recipes, meat soup, 2 pounds of raw meat. Okay, I've got the elk cuts there and the water. Then the vegetables. I'll just use the whimsical roots. I know they're not harmful. All right, and no mushrooms, so we just hit escape to skip that one. The knife is filled for us, and seasoning. Let's try the nettle. That works. So yeah, as I suspected, you don't have to have salt for seasoning. It can be just a certain kind of herb or whatever. And apparently nettle works, so we've got some nettle seasoning and a cooking pot. We'll use the beautiful one. There we go. Okay, so how long is that going to take? Let's see. Boiled root is ready in a half an hour. The meat soup in an hour. So it doesn't take long. I certainly probably don't want to come out here and beat out the rinsed skin of the elk skin. That would be too long. My soup would probably be ruined by then, but no big deal. We can come out here and check the traps real quick. Walk along the fence. Oh, well, also let me see if there's enough snow on the ground for my skis yet. I've been checking this occasionally. Hey, we can ski. Check it out. Okay. She's actually really good at skiing, too. She's a grandmaster. We topped that off on the last winter. So, you know what I would like to do is get a better ski stick. In fact, why don't we do that now? Because she's carrying this inferior one. Well, first things first, let's ski along. I'm getting all excited, getting ahead of myself. Let's check the traps, then we'll make a ski stick. All right, so far I don't see anything in the oh! What is that? Hello there. Hello there, Mr. Reindeer. Okay, so we've got ourselves a crippled reindeer doe. Nice. That's cool, and that's just one trap. Let's not kill it yet. Let's just wait. Don't worry, it's on the menu next. But this is awesome. These traps, this trap fence right here, it's already caught like 3 or 4 different animals, and it was definitely worth the effort. Catching a reindeer randomly like that. Come on. I've also caught a wolf too. And by the way, I still have my blunt arrows. So like if this was a dangerous creature, we could shoot it from a distance and hopefully not damage the fur. But for the reindeer, I think I'm pretty safe to just try and knock it out and then crush the skull. Okay, well, I've done the dirty work and I have reset the trap. It's not a very big one. She can lift it, but she can't carry it. Maybe if I had a little bit less like gear and stuff on me. I'm still carrying like bags full of flour too, so not a big deal. I'm gonna drop her here. Let's go check on our soup. I'm also carrying reindeer droppings. I just didn't want those with me. All right, I'm sorry, I didn't want those on the trap. And I don't want them here in my pocket either, so I'm just going to drop them. This is kind of my refuse pile right here. But anyway, let's see. So I've got the meat done. I'm trying to think what my process should be. Let's check on the soup to see how this is going. I don't want this to spoil. Oh, okay. Good. I thought it said spoiled there. It says boiled. Whew, I got nervous. Okay, so both of them are done. That's gorgeous. Let's go ahead and test. No, we got to eat the boiled whimsical root. Did that do anything? Do we know it now? Whimsical root? No, still don't recognize it. I don't understand. I've never really gone through the process of herb lore and trying to, like expand my knowledge that much. I just usually I've learned to recognize it on sight by playing so many different times. But if anyone is aware of the process by which I can like understand the different herbs that she doesn't know yet, that would be cool. I'm going to keep experimenting with it too. But anyway, let's go ahead and grab our ski stick. Okay, so I think we'll put off crafting for now, and let's go ahead. I need to drop off some stuff though. She is carrying a lot of junk on her. Oh man, I tell you what, guys, it's a little bit complicated here trying to juggle 3 different kills, but don't forget we've also got the fox too, so I'm just trying to make sure I don't screw up any of the skins along with the meat. Luckily, we're in the cold of winter right now. Otherwise, I probably would end up losing some of the meat here, but what did we end up getting from that small reindeer? 87 reindeer cuts, so that's pretty good. That's a couple drying sessions. This is ready to go down here. Wow. Okay, we're starting to get weighted down with food now, but that's a good thing, right? I've got the bones already distributed in the pen, so the dogs are going to be well fed this winter for sure. All right, it's time to do some more drying. And, oh, you know what I wanted to do real quick? I meant to do this. Let's test whether or not we can put the soup in the bag. So, of course, I'm going to empty this bag out first. If this works, I'll just make a couple more bags, too. I don't think we can keep the soup indefinitely in the bag, but we'll just test it. So, I want to pour or put something in the bag, and it's going to be a beautiful pot of elk meat soup. There we go. We've got a bag full of elk meat soup, and our beautiful pot is now empty. You can see, which is good, because that's 3 pounds of dead weight I can drop. I've been just storing it here. Was it this one? Yeah, I've been storing it in this one. So it's a little bit easier to keep all your food and your cooking ingredient stuff in your cellar, I think. So there we go. Oh, also I've got some meat now. Some dried meat. Look at that. There's that wolf that we killed. That was another animal that got caught in our trap. So I'm going to drop that off. Oh boy, so much going on. Okay, I'm going to grab the cordage from there. Beautiful. Face away from the dogs so that the processing of the game goes a little quicker as I'm drying stuff. And before we get started, of course, we got to sacrifice a little bit for the gods. There we go. Okay, well, she just woke up. It is early morning. Looks like it's very chilly outside. She is very hungry and thirsty, so it's time, I think, to test out that soup for the first time. Let's go ahead and watch her hunger and thirst bar here. We're going to go to eat elk meat soup right out of the bag, baby. Oh, look at that. Just wiped out both hunger and thirst. And I don't think it put too big of a dent in the soup there. So we got 3 pounds of soup left. Very nice. The bad thing is I don't think I can continually add to the same bag. Like I couldn't cook up like 3 or 4 batches and just fill the bag up. Because I know with dried meat or smoked meat, if you try and stack multiple like different kinds in there, it'll just wipe out the first batch you put in. So you can't combine, but at least I know we can keep it in the bag, which weighs next to nothing. It's a lot less weight than the pot itself. So it's very fun too. I'm glad we've gotten into the cooking a little bit. I'm going to continue on to that, doing some more of that. In fact, let's close the door and let's check some of our recipes. What kind of baking do we got here? We could do some bread. Bread's actually really filling. Let's see. Anything bean taco. I don't think I have beans. Stuffed bun. That sounds delicious. 8 pounds of roasted meat. That's optional. 2 pounds of flour I have a board to knead the dough. Heated fireplace knife for chopping. Oh, we could do this. I don't have 8 pounds of roasted meat. Nor do I have the meat because I've dried everything. So, well, that just means we got to go get another kill, right? I'm going to grab a board. Well, I'll do it when we've got the ingredients. Now everything's kind of put away, so you can tell I'm excited. I'm all over the place, guys. I want to do it all at once. Okay, well, I think it's time for a little bit of crafting here. So I've got all the leathers and the furs and everything completed. But the meat's done too, and I'm ready to go out there, maybe actually head up north and grab we've got a blacksmith order, so need to take a few trade goods, which isn't a problem. We got plenty of wealth, but I had to make a needle in order. What I'd like to craft are some woolen items. So I'm going to come over here and grab all the woolen stuff we've got. And in order to do this, for one, you need the mods. And if you're unfamiliar with the mod set I'm using, there's a link in the description to the mod and to the instructions on how to install it. But anyway, it does allow you, if you come down to wool processing, you can create woolen stuff as long as you got extra wool, which we do. But it requires a needle. So I had to make a bone needle out of some of our human bones. So it's a little bit gruesome, but hey, it's necessary. Now, what I really would like are some woolen mittens. So we've got the needle, like I said. Let's grab some of the wool. I'm going to use some of the scraps from these woolen mittens right here. Oh, it doesn't work as wool. Oh, I need wool yarn. Oh. So I wonder if we can repair this then. Let's see, is there an option to repair? Drying, spin, weave. You know what? Since we do have a sheep, I will be able to shear the sheep, because that's an option in this mod set. If we come to textile craft, no. Which one is it? Wool processing and garments. Yeah, shear sheep. So we can go through the whole process of making our own wool yarn. But I think, yeah, here it is. We might be able to just unravel woolen items. Let's see. Let's do a full 6 pounds. Okay. Well, we definitely have that because we've got stuff like this woolen tunic here. Like I said, let's start with the scraps first, though. Get rid of the little stuff. And stuff that probably won't sell very well because it's very highly damaged. There we go. All right. Doesn't look like this is going to take long. And honestly, I want these like mittens for myself. We're also going to make some socks if we can. So okay. What did we obtain there? Bunch of wool yarn. Yeah, I've got 9 wool yarns at 100 feet each, I think. Wow. And 1 inferior wool yarn. We'll just get rid of that one probably. I don't know. Maybe we can use it for drying meat. I'm not sure. But there's my bone textile needle. Yee, human bone. Okay, here we go. So we are using our newly acquired yarn to make up some mittens. And we obtained a decent pair. There we go. So my girl needs to sleep, but I can still put these on. This is it right here, the woolen mittens. Beautiful. Now, like I said too, I want to make some socks. If we come to this screen, the armor coverage, and go to warmth, you can see, looks like my shoulders and elbows need to be covered too, but my feet aren't perfectly green either, so I need that covered. I wonder what I'm missing here. Is it because I'm wearing a rough fur shirt? I think one of the pieces of fur we have is rough. That was something else I wanted to replace, but actually now I don't see it. Am I crazy? That's all right. You know what we'll do? We'll just make some more woolen clothing, but it's getting pretty late. She's tired. It's actually early morning, but she's ready for bed, so let's let her sleep. We're going to do some more crafting, though, like I said, so let's go through the wool and processing. It's funny, it's a learning process, though, with the mods because there's so many steps and you got to have so many prerequisites and stuff, but it's a good kind of learning process, you know? Because once you're done and you've accomplished whatever you're trying to set out to do, it's very satisfying. So let's do long socks. That sounds better to me. And we got yarn for days now. In fact, I should drop some of this crap I'm carrying. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, there we go. Plenty of it. Okay, this one takes a good couple of hours. Yeah, we're carrying too much stuff. It's starting me off at a pretty high penalty, so that's not good. Yeah, we just obtained a pair of rough wool socks, and I don't want those. So, you know what? Let me empty out some of her inventory. We're going to try that one again. Okay, let's give that one a try again. I've dropped off some things, some of the things she was carrying. So we should have a better chance, I think. It's also, I should probably take off some of the gloves when I'm crafting. Okay, well, this time we did get a decent pair of long socks, so we'll put those on. Now, let's see, what else can we actually can make here with the yarn? I might have to break down more yarn, but I'd still like to take a look, because wool is very good for the winter, obviously. Oh, we can make her a wool dress. I've never had much use for the dresses in this game, but she could obviously use one. Heavy veil. Basically, any of this woolen stuff would be good. We've got one or two wool pieces, but not much. Let's see, how much do we need for this? 7 pounds of wool cloth, 40 feet, a knife good for fine work. Let's see if we have that. I should have enough wool if I pick that back up. You can see I dropped my food on the ground. Now she's getting hungry. Unfortunately, all our soup is gone too, but let's try this again. All right. I'll throw in the rough wool. Oh, so it needs to be straight up wool cloth. Oh, so that means I'll probably need to break all this down and then turn it into yarn and weave some cloth with it. I'm guessing that's probably the procedure for starting from scratch like that with wool cloth. Well, shoot. That probably means most of the bigger items of wool will need cloth for too. So like if I want to make a cloak or an apron or trousers, I imagine I'll need extra cloth there too. Well, like I said, it's a learning process, no doubt about it. But you know what that means? It means we can give up on the crafting for now, at least, and go head up north, do a little trading, like I said. Let me drop off some of the yarn we've got. You can see why it's so great to have everything organized like this. I like to have the shelters too. So this one's basically for my armor, and during the summer months I'm going to drop my winter gear here, my skis and my furs and stuff. So this is kind of the shelter where everything's just ready to grab it if I need it. My shovel's there too. This one is more for crafting, so if I need to make arrows, I've got yarn and stuff here with the feathers and all that good stuff. The saplings are there. And then, of course, inside, this is where the very valuable stuff's at. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to grab everything in this pile. This is mainly like the damaged armor that we picked up from our assault, plus some antlers and a shovel. So I'm going to take that with me. Ooh, she's getting overweighted. Okay, we're fine. That is what we'll use to pay for our order with the blacksmith, essentially, and maybe do some other trading. I don't know. I'm always in the market for a bull or a cow. I'd love to get my hands on one of those, but unfortunately, I think our trip up north will have to wait for the next episode, though, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. It's been a pretty casual episode, a little bit of lucky hunting, no doubt about it, but hit that like button for me if you're enjoying the series. Subscribe to the channel while you're down there if you haven't, and I will see you all on the next one.